Welcome to the show. This is Lee, and you won't believe who I have with me right now. I've got Paul Delisle and Michael Klooster from the band Smash Mouth. Their hit song All Star came out 25 years ago, and I had to get on call with them and talk to them more about this. Michael, Paul, welcome to the show. How are you guys doing, first of all?
Great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
I'm so glad you guys could make this time and talk to me more about this. Before we start, I have a story to tell you guys. All right, so a couple of years ago, I was actually quite depressed. All right, I had a breakup. I went through a rough breakup, and I went through a trip. I took a trip to this small beach near my place, and I was just sitting on the beach, quite sad. And All Star came on. All right, and I'm not joking, but that song saved my life. You guys, I don't know. The lyrics of the song told me so much about who I'm supposed to be and who I'm supposed, to be an all-star myself. And I just want to say thank you so much for writing the song and making this sound so peppy and nice that it just brought me out of my funk immediately. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be an all-star and I'm gonna break, everything. The mold is gonna be broken by me. And I want to say thank you, man.
That's great. It's a great story.
So tell me more about, how the song came about. Paul, I'm sure you know more about it as well. Tell me how did the song come about? What happened 25 years ago?
Well, um, what happened was we had finished our second record, Astro Lounge,
Yeah.
and then as happens a lot, the suits and the powers that be, the old we don't hear a single thing. So Greg went back and wrote. This is about this is around in January or February of 1999. He went back and wrote two songs, All Star and then The Morning Comes,
Right.
which was a big hit for us. And so he did those kind of quickly. And I remember we recorded it very quickly as well. And because we were just about, we were going to start our tour early. We started touring before the album came out. So when it came out, we'd been on tour for like 2 months. Is that
Oh,
right,
wow.
Michael? Is that how you remember?
Um, yeah, it was about that timing. I remember I hadn't talked to Greg in a couple weeks, and I know he had to figure out these new tunes. And I talked to him on the phone and said, "How's it been going?" He says, "Well," he goes, "I wrote two songs. I wrote one that I really like, and I wrote one that I don't like as much because it's too poppy, but I think it's gonna work." And that was All Star.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
Yeah,
agree too. When I first heard it, I liked Then the Morning Come better, to be honest with you.
yeah, it was more surfy and more in the
Yeah.
genre of kind of things that we liked. But it was interesting because Greg got kind of his ego hurt a bit when they said they didn't
Yeah.
hear a single, and
Yeah.
the idea of you getting mad at the label because they're not hearing your music the right way or whatever, and then you going, well, I'll write you a hit, and you actually do is very rare, and he did it very deliberately, like, oh, you want your hit song, and he kind of purposely added elements of different things that people catch on to, and he did it very purposefully, and it worked out, and it was
Yeah.
really, really, really brilliant, a piece of work.
Yeah. I remember that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the song is it's a it takes you away to another place altogether, right? And of course, with Shrek coming out and using that song in the introduction, right? Tell me more about that. How did that happen? How did you guys get in the Shrek thing? I think that's when it exploded, isn't it?
Well, at first, the what I remember was for the video and stuff. The movie that it was first attached to was
Mystery Man.
uh, Mystery
Mystery
Men.
Man.
Yeah, it was kind of part of the video. So the Shrek thing came about later.
I
Right,
mean,
right.
the Shrek thing, we actually recorded it after, like at the same time, but after we finished the tracks to the third album. So it was one album in that so the fact that somebody came along and, they had contacted us and they wanted us to play on I'm a Believer.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Um, and then they also wanted to use All Star. And the song had already been a hit for over a year and a half at that point.
Yeah.
And it gave it a second life. And I think, it really shot the song into the public kind of biosphere
The
for life.
stratosphere, you could say. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's huge
yeah.
and wild. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it's almost like a Christmas carol. Like every person knows the song,
Yeah.
no matter what kind of music you listen to. And that's rarer and rarer these days. Like you're getting less and less of a song that spans across culture, you
Yeah.
know.
True, true.
Well,
Like Shrek has become back in the day. Shrek was a great movie. Now it's a great meme, to be very honest. And Smash Mouth is attached to that, right? It's got in different public culture, in different public spaces, in pop culture. It's just seeped into TV shows and memes. How do you guys
Yeah.
feel about that? I mean, like, do you guys like look at do this Instagram and see some memes and you suddenly hear All Star playing in the background there?
Michael
You know,
does.
I I actually, I get sent them a lot. I don't really, it's not something that I like kind of seek out, but I gotta say that like it's I mean, you can never predict something like this.
Yeah.
Something like where a song sits in again in culture like that strongly, and everybody uses it for everything. It's incredible. It's just weird to
Yeah.
watch happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Amazing.
yeah.
No, so what is the inspiration behind him writing the song All Star? Like the lyrics are very. It's is it like to pump you guys up? What was the idea behind when he wrote the song? You remember?
Actually, I remember Greg telling me that it was, we would we had just come off our first very long tour for, Fushimang and Walking on the Sun, and we had a lot of fan mail, and a
Hmm.
lot of it was from, young kids that seemed kind of helpless or hopeless or looking for some. So Greg sort of wrote it for them, I think. Sort of, it was actually sort of for young fans. Do you remember
Wow.
that? I remember him telling me that.
Yeah, I remember. We got a lot of I don't know if I'm repeating what Paul said, but we got a lot of fan mail, and one of the reoccurring themes was that kids were saying that Smash Mouth, and this is mostly talking about the first record, was the only music that they listened to that their parents could like too. So it sort of brought them together in a way
Hmm.
where they felt very separated everywhere else. And I think that there was always that kind of touch of like uh, the idea of trying to help kids that felt lost, you
Hmm.
Yeah,
know. And I think that's his theme that he was really going for.
you're
Uh,
right. That is true about the parents thing because I remember, kids coming up to us or Greg and saying, you know, I don't know if it's cool to like you guys anymore because my parents like you.
Yeah, in the 90s, I'm sure, like, I was just about born then. I'm sure different time altogether about, the teenagers and the parents and the whole pop culture and scene itself. You guys had an indelible mark over there for sure. But I want to know more about the music video itself, right? The music video is quintessential 90s, in my opinion, right? It just screams 90s.
Yeah.
How did that come about? We had cameos from Ben Stiller, William H. Macy, the Mystery Men cast itself. What happened there?
Essentially the powers that be put things with stuff, so like we didn't really have a lot to do with how the mystery man, I mean, our label put it together. I think that that video, how you say screaming 90s, is, that was the second video we had done with Mick G, actually the third
Third.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was the one that really captured the flavor of that kind of 90s video
Yeah.
style.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a quintessential look that he achieved. So I think it was just good timing. I think that movie matched the song.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that early on there's a weird commercialness to All Star where, I'll give you an example. I mean, like I was gonna say, being an all-star, you can play it at a stadium, you can put it in a commercial, different sections of the song can be used in different ways. And when I was recording the keyboards to I'm a Believer, our producer got a phone call, and it was the powers that be that they were talking about wanting to license All Star as well. And all I could hear was our producer on the other end of the phone. So he just kept saying, yep, yep, yep. Then he finally goes, All Star has been licensed over 150 times. He's like, yep, yep. Okay. If you want to use it, like,
Yeah.
they didn't care. I mean, there was just such a, so when we did that first when we did the video for it, even before it was a huge hit and we were preparing to release it, it already had that like kind of commercial appeal. And I think that movie was a perfect movie to pair it with. And it just kind of made it more visible, and it worked out really well for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, they were putting a whole bunch of money into music videos back then.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
MTV
It was
was the main
quite
big
a
thing,
full
right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 It was like making a movie, you know, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Any memorable, so some set that you guys have? Anything that stood out in your mind 25 years ago?
I just
It,
remember skateboarding around Universal Studios a lot when we
yeah,
were
exercise at
doing
McGee.
shots. Yeah. I mean, it's all filming is a very laborious, slow process, but basically you're just hanging out, when you're
We
doing
go
our
there and
part of it.
do what we're
Yeah.
told, you know.
Just to have fun and wait our turn.
Yeah, it was, we're not actors. We just it's mostly just hanging around, having fun on the set, and just doing
Right.
what you're told,
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
what,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of, Walking on the Sun as well. I love that song. Like it's such a vibe again, 90s feel again. And to be very honest, I'm one of those kids who I have a very older brain, I would say, like an old soul. Because if you look at my t-shirt right now, I'm wearing a Grateful Dead t-shirt.
I
oh,
Yeah,
love
you
the
yeah,
that's
I
Dead.
love the
that's
Dead. I
you
listen
made
to
a
the Dead all
friend
the
right
time.
there.
I'm all
You
about
know,
the Dead, man.
yeah, dude, we're deadheads. I can tell right now. I know Michael's a deadhead. And through Instagram, I stalked you and I was like, he likes the Dead. I'm gonna wear a Dead t-shirt today.
Yeah,
Nice.
right there.
So, but in all fairness, though, the music scene back then, was a different vibe altogether. You had different, flavors of music as well. How do you think All Star would survive in this day and age? If it was released today, how do you think it would have survived in this day and age?
That's a good
Man,
question.
I think that that's a really tough question because the world has changed so much in the music
Yeah.
business, how it operates. I will say
Yeah,
that the styles and the sounds and the music itself, I think, is completely relevant to what's happening today. We live in an interesting time where almost you could do anything. Nothing's out of style. You can mix and
Mm,
match at will.
yeah.
But I think that the song, that's something about the song that it's just relevant musically as much as the thematic stuff that we discussed already. Um, I think it would do very well. I think that its
Yeah.
message would also be received very well. I mean, I just think it's sort of a all-time classic hit song,
It has
There's
a
something
timeless quality.
about a hit song as opposed to a really good song that there's something that it connects to a mass appeal, that you just can't replace. So I think it would do quite well.
It's aged well. It's just sort of a timeless song, It's a first listen hit, it's irresistible.
yeah.
And it's aged well. I think, it sounds as good on the radio now as it did 25 years ago.
Oh yeah, definitely. In fact, like we still play it till this day. We still play, All Star once in a while, and we get text messages coming in like, "Hey, thank you for All Star once again. Thank you for making my morning a little bit more special than already is." So Smash Mouth is a regular on the playlist.
But
I want to do. I want to also, say I'm sorry if I lost about Steve. It really hurt us in India as well, and when he passed away last year, we did a whole tribute on the show as well. We did a Smash Mouth tribute to him. So I'm sure that's what's been hard for you guys. So I'm so sorry for your guys' loss.
Thank you
But
very much.
I'm sure that his music, his voice is still heard through in this day and age. So he's gonna live forever in our hearts, and
yeah,
his music will definitely never die. And just wanna wrap up and just have a small little game for you if you don't mind. I have a emoji challenge game for you, and they're all Smash Mouth songs. Okay, so you guys should be able to get this quite easily. You guys, okay? Here we go. Okay, this one. Which one is this?
Walking on the Sun.
Bucket of the Sun,
Quite easy. Yes, of course. Okay.
Fallen
Um,
Horses.
yeah, Fallen
Fallen
Horses.
Horse. Easy peasy.
Yeah.
This one.
Um,
Wow. I
um,
Come on, Paul. We need you on
in the
this
morning.
one. No.
No,
It's from Astro Lounge.
okay. Oh, wait. Hang on. Stoned?
Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, okay, there you go. I was trying to like relate the sunglasses or, that was okay. But yes, you're right.
All right.
Good
And of
job.
course, this one, I think we pretty much know what's
All
going to be.
star. All star. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much once again for doing this with me and taking time out to talk to me more about this. Any last message to all your fans in India and Bangalore about the song and about you guys as well? If you have any music coming up, please talk to me more about it. I would love to know more music from you guys and hear more Smash Mouth.
Yeah, we
Oh,
just released a song.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's on Spotify and Apple Music and all the music platforms. It's called Right On. It's written by Paul, and it's a great tune. And we put out a video as well. And we have a whole bunch of stuff we've been recording lately. We've
yeah, coming up.
recorded,
Yeah.
yeah. So things are going really well. We'd love to come visit you guys and play in India.
Yeah.
we would love to have you guys here. Please come on down.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to make this happen as well. Come on down to India, Bangalore especially. We'd love to have you guys here.
Right
yeah,
on.
that'd be awesome.
Have you ever been to India, by the way? Have you guys ever been to India?
I've never been, and I would love to
Haven't
go.
been. Yeah. Love
Yeah,
to go.
Yeah, you should
we're
definitely come.
we're going to Malaysia this year, so maybe
Just do a quick stop. Just quick stop by, say
yeah,
hi.
exactly.
Yeah.
Before I let you guys go, the last thing I want to ask you is, I think Shrek 5 is on the way. I think if I'm not wrong, they have a thing for Shrek 5. Are we gonna hear some more Smash Mouth in Shrek 5?
I hope so.
Yeah, well, that will be yet to be announced.
Yeah.
I'm think that I'm gonna be optimistic about this. Can't wait for the movie and can't wait for you guys. Thank you once again, and it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Yeah.